The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
You know, now that we're on our last show before Halloween, I just got a message early this morning. And this Jason versus Michael Myers debate continues to rage on between people on the internet. Wherever you see, that's where it is, and that's what's happening. It's always Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Well, I got a message telling me that on top of everything else, why Michael Myers is such a great killer, which he's not, Jason is, but this guy's saying, well, he is a more efficient killer because the weapon that he uses is much smaller. And because the weapon is much smaller, that makes him a more efficient killer, a much bigger threat than Jason Voorhees, who uses a machete. So Michael Myers could get closer to his victims and be more in danger from his victims because he uses a smaller weapon. And I'm like, motherfucker, what the hell are you talking about? If we're going by the size of if we're going to go by the size of the implement that a serial killer uses to dispatch his victims as an efficiency grade on a serial killer, then the hell with Michael Myers. The best killer of all time would be the breather from Student Bodies. Why? Because that guy used fucking paperclip and a motherfucking eggplant. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 431 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein. Also at the Lair of La Swag within the Raven Chateau. Also at Casa de Zero and the Lair of the Gods. We are once again broadcasting from 4 locations, and it is the episode eve of Halloween. And MZ had promised a great intro. What do you guys think? Did he deliver?
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
I feel like it was a long way to go. I like the punchline, but I thought it was a long way to go.
Very long way to go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because Aries pumps out all the great intros, right?
I believe I'm betting 1,000.
He is.
And if you weren't so adamant about doing this one tonight, I was going to try another shot tonight.
Whoa.
But you weren't very adamant. I had a half an idea, and half an idea worked well for me last time. So,
half an idea. Would you say that your half an idea is better than my whole idea?
I don't know. In my mind, yeah, but I don't know. We'll never know how it would have played out.
This dude hates Michael Myers.
Who?
MZ.
Oh, MZ.
MZ, yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, he does. He really hates Michael Myers.
He gets mad about-
Myers.
He gets mad about the lights in Halloween. He hates the grass in that picture. You just so much fucking loathing.
Because Halloween, the movie is such a piece of trash. It's such a bad movie.
Got that shitty score too.
No. That's something I'll never say. I look, I got the score in my Jeep right now, even as we speak. And the score and the cinematography are the two things that movie has going for it. Everything else about it is bargain basement at best.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah.
What that?
Yeah, bargain basement, man. It's just not. It's.
So John Carpenter's
I mean, people
shitty
watch
director.
it.
John Carpenter's shitty director, right?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
What else
I
he's
think
done?
he's over. I think he's overrated, but he is a very good director. Look, he gave me The Thing. He gave me They Live, and he gave me Big Trouble in Little China.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but he didn't make those just for you. They're for everyone.
Hey, Rich, here you go.
Yeah, no, he made those.
I made this movie just for you.
Class 0. Hope you like that.
So I can
Yeah,
play
we
some
can
Xbox and
play
get
some-
high.
Want to play piano?
Nah, fucking. Oh, Halloween is just, and each subsequent sequel after that is just. It's just worse and worse and worse, with the exception of Halloween 3, of course, which is brilliant.
Hey, MZ, wanna smoke some pot? Some Primo Ganj and play some Xbox?
I do, John Carpenter.
That's John Carpenter. Hey, Shadow, you want to play some Xbox?
I do.
Yeah, what do you want to play?
Fucking Grand Theft Abrams. It's a fun game.
Well, we're gonna steal J.J. Abrams? Is that the point?
Yeah, we're just gonna go to his house and grab him. That's a fucking game. See how many sirens we get. He just stole J.J. Abrams.
There's lots of
think
lens
anybody-
flares.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will really mind.
So MZ, did you watch Halloween 3 yet this year?
I watched it earlier this year, but during this time of year, I haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting. I'm holding that off for Saturday.
Oh, a little Halloween viewing on Halloween. I gotcha,
Yeah, that and trick or treat.
motherfucker.
You do know there's like a show going on at Halloween, right? You're leaving
Yeah.
room for that.
Well, yeah. Well, unless the show is 12 hours long, then I guess I'm not. But
Well, for some of us it will be because I have to prep.
It's true. Yeah.
You just show up. You got lucky.
I can do that. I can do that.
By the way, guys, MZ's tired.
MZ's
He's tired tonight.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He's always tired.
How tired are you, MZ, on a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale,
Well,
on a scale of 1 to Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, I took a small little power nap before I got on tonight, so I'm a little bit reinvigorated, but those batteries are going to die out pretty fast. So
What's a power nap?
I'd say
What's a power nap for MZ?
about a half an hour. About a half an hour.
I thought a power nap was 15 minutes.
All right, so I doubled my power nap. So what?
A superpower nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven Chow, do
So
you
there's
ever
that.
take power naps?
Not anymore, dude.
Only during the movies.
Yeah, well, sometimes. No, I mean, I used to back in the day. It was awesome. I'd go home from work, take a nap for like half hour, 45, and then be out, drinking till the cows come home. But now, if I do nap, I become either narcoleptic, and I'm just out.
Yeah, we
but you
experienced
don't-
that one night,
Ooh.
trying to
Yeah,
get you
but
up
you
when
don't
we showed up for the show.
But
that
you
was
don't
good.
nap. You pass out.
Welfare.
Well, Dr. Chris just messaged. It says, I escaped the hospital and Michael Myers just in time to catch the show tonight. Happy Halloween.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, I hope you're
You don't-
okay.
You don't have to worry about running too much. He's not going to catch you. He's not very good. and as luck would have it, I guess the teaser for Halloween Kills dropped today. So
Oh, boy.
What'd you
I
think?
still haven't even seen Halloween 2018. Just no interest,
I know you've said that many times.
and I'll continue saying it.
Say
I
it-
got to keep
go
my
ahead.
rep up.
Go ahead. Say it again.
I haven't seen Halloween 2018 yet.
Holy shit.
Tell
I can't,
Dr. for a couple days.
I can't believe it.
I haven't seen the teaser to Halloween Kills yet, so doesn't matter. No.
What if they make a remake of Halloween 3? What would you think of that?
No, I wouldn't like that. No, but you know what? You know what the thing that Halloween 3 has above, everybody can heap praise on Halloween and sequels all they want, and gush over it and just talk about it and write books about it and put it on a pedestal and bow to it. They could do all that, and that's fine. But one thing that Halloween 3 can say that even Halloween at the time of its release can't even say is that it's completely and totally 100% original.
All right. There you go.
Halloween
from the horse's mouth.
Can't say that. Halloween can't say that. Its sequels can't say that. Halloween 3 can still say after 38 years, it's still original. Nobody has even tried to copy that.
Dr. Chris says,
well, someone copying it
go ahead,
has no point in it being an original.
Uh-huh.
Someone trying to copy it has no bearing on it being original. It's just if it copied something else. And because no one tried to copy it, it just kind of proves that it's shit.
No, it's not shit. Do you realize
because Hollywood keeps on remaking the good movies, they leave the shitty ones alone. And because no one's tried to remake Halloween 3, I think that just kind of proves it.
Yeah, there's no Ishtar remake or like Waterworld, the HBO series coming down the pike.
Okay, well, what was the last remake of a sequel?
Halloween 2.
I'd have to think about that.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
No. Halloween 2, please.
Well,
you know what? I'll watch the original Halloween 2 over Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 any given day.
Being that they remade Halloween and Halloween 2 and then stopped right there and then rebooted it again, kind of tells you that right there.
Well, what
didn't bother moving on to 3.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even bother moving to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9.
Well, they can't skip one.
They went from Halloween, the original Halloween, 1978, to Halloween 2. Okay, then the sequels. All right. Now then in 2018 they put out Halloween as a sequel to Halloween. So by their way of thinking, the first movie is called Halloween. The second movie is called Halloween. Going by their timeline. It's ridiculous.
Oh, see, the problem is it all in your pronunciation. The first one is Halloween, and yep. the modern sequel is Halloween. See, it's all point across.
Yeah, Halloween, and then the sequel is called
What the fuck?
No.
Right, so you live. I realized you were serious, so I'm like, you gotta be. 3 is brilliant. 3 is so goddamn brilliant. Because, and it's more evil, it's more sinister. I mean, it isn't some knife-wielding maniac slaughtering teenagers. It's the guy profiting off of the sale of his Halloween masks in order to kill every child on the planet. How awesome is that?
It sounds like a bad business model, though.
That's fantastic.
You know what I love most about this whole situation right now? Is how much you're glowing right now, MZ. Talking about this. You're just this. I've never seen you like you're like a schoolgirl. You're just happy.
Look, I'm just a fan of the movie. I didn't make it, okay? But come on, the guy makes Halloween masks to kill every child on the planet.
Are you just sad you didn't come up with that concept?
Sinister. That's downright. That's old. And simply, Michael Myers can kill off 500 teenagers. Nay, let me rephrase that. He could kill off 1 million teenagers, but that doesn't even come close to the idea of killing every child on the planet. That's just downright cruel, you know, and profiting off of it to boot. He's making money off of this.
Remember the old Halloween costumes in a box you used to get? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all
get the mask and the apron.
Yeah. All it took would be like one uncle's rogue cigarette to fucking send a lot of kids on fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. Those things are highly flammable. Yeah.
I like, who are you, the Buck Rogers? Thanks. That's fine.
Dr. Chris says.
I
Dr. Chris has a comment. It says H2O is the best sequel. It ends with Laurie cutting off Michael's head. The end. No more. Nothing else happened. Yeah. H2O.
for the fact that it wasn't Michael Myers.
Right.
It was an imposter.
I keep losing you guys. Let me change devices real quick. So you make
and
MZ. Hold on.
Before, what?
You guys keep cutting out, so I'm just going to change devices. I don't know if it's the device that I'm using. So let me just try. I'm going to lose you guys' audio for a sec, but I'll get you right back. All right. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there's a lot of roboting going on Skype. So I'm just going to try another device and see if that may help. So. All right, I got you guys.
All right.
You have a lot of echo.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Okay, should be gone now.
Okay.
Gone?
And
Gone.
Yep.
Okay.
Sound good. And on top of that, and before people start going nuts, Jamie Lee Curtis is a scream queen, yes, and she's quite good at it. But as far as being a horror heroine goes, no. She is one of the worst. Absolutely one of the worst. God damn it. I mean, she spends the entire... I guess in the context of her saving the lives of Lindsay and the little boy and the boy that she saved in the first Halloween. I guess in that terms, yes, she's a heroine. But in terms of a horror survivor heroine, no, because all she does is run away. And yes, occasionally she does attack her. But overall, for the most part, all she does is run away. And it also happens in the sequel. What also happens in the sequel twice is that she's saved by Loomis both times. And the one time in which she's finally dispatching of Michael Myers, it turns out it's not Michael Myers. And then in Resurrection? Is it Resurrection? Resurrection, where she's in the mental hospital and she's again running away from him to the point where she is out on the ledge and he just lets her go and she falls to her death. So almost her entire existence in the Halloween films deals with her running away and not taking a real proactive approach to facing her fear. And I mean that, and twice by Loomis too, I might add. She's not a very good heroine. She's a good scream queen, but a heroine, no, absolutely not.
I would say she's believable. You're being chased by a killer, you're going to run away. and she stands up when necessary. And look at
But
any
I'm
slasher
talking-
movie. Hey, we let you talk. Look at any slasher movie, and the female characters run away from the killers and stand up to them when necessary. That is the whole point of a slasher movie.
The whole, well, let's not put too broad of a point on that. I mean, that's not the whole point of a slasher movie. I mean, a slasher movie, I mean, in what you're saying is somewhat correct, because the final girl always ends up bettering the killer. This is one time or two times or three or four times that she just doesn't do it.
She does do it.
When?
Sometimes she needs help, just like in other movies. The heroine needs help. It happens. But you know what? This isn't a cookie cutter movies. If it's the same movie as every other movie in Hollywood, then no one would watch it. This is the breaking of the chain of every other movie, and it's part of what makes these movies good.
But they've fallen into that whole into the abyss of what a Hollywood film is now. Like I said, I haven't seen Halloween 2018, so I don't know what goes on.
What a shock!
Shut up. So I have no idea what happens in that movie, so I can't speak on that. And for all intents and purposes, with what I'm saying, I could be wrong. I doubt it. It's possible, but I doubt it.
But part of your problem with that is you're saying that Hollywood has followed suit with what they did. So they broke the ground, and then everyone else followed, and you're going to hold them accountable for it, saying that they're unoriginal because everyone else did it when they did it first?
They didn't do it first.
You just said that.
MZ, you did
in terms of slasher films.
As far as what I said about breaking the mold with things, you said everyone else in Hollywood does that now.
No, what Halloween does is that the first two films, you got Laurie Strode running away from the killer 95% of the time. There's a couple of other times where she does take a proactive measure, fails. Okay, that's fine, but at least she takes a measure. But it's Loomis who comes in to save the day and save her ass, not once, but twice.
So what?
So what?
But you know what? And also, this is early on in the slasher genre, where it's not written in stone that the heroine has to be chased for 2/3 of the movie and then fight back and win all on her own.
When Halloween got released, it set off a huge flood of slasher films, and you could probably name. I mean, I couldn't, but I'm sure there's a slew of slasher films. At least a dozen of them.
Is there a million, MZ?
Shut up.
All right, I mean, this is kind of an interesting conversation, but we're like, there's some stuff I wanted to talk about in the intro that we're just not going to.
My apologies.
No, it's all right. I know you like a fight, Aries, so I wanted to help.
I love a fight. No.
Wanted to help facilitate that a little bit, but we do have a lot to talk about. So I want to get to moving on, and Raven Shadow was looking like he was going to fall asleep. We don't want that. We don't need a power nap during the episode.
No, it was a rough fucking after work, John. It took a little Pam, though.
All right, I got to ask. What were you doing in the fucking attic?
Oh, fuck. So, like, you know what I mean? It was fucking hard times, Daddy. Like, so not only did I fucking get home, whatever the fuck, it's a Monsters Day showing his fucking Halloween 3 blue. So I'm getting ready, I'm moving some stuff. If you listen to a previous, I think Blackout Tapes episode,
it's not
you realize
episode,
that
really.
I do installment. You'll realize that I do keep my beer storage in my shower downstairs. So I was bringing some stuff up. The curtain's closed, so it's classy. So I was bringing up some Sam Abrams.
Do you fill it with ice all the time? Do you like
Well,
keep
no,
it
it's not-
constantly like full ice?
No, that'd be weird.
That'd
but
be
no, it's a lot.
that'd be really classy.
It would be nice. Shit.
Do you sit on the cases while you shower and
Yeah.
drinking beer?
No, I don't use the downstairs shower. I use the bathroom downstairs, but don't want to get into that. But no, I have a half bath. I have the shower stand, and I just stack my Armageddon beer down there. So I was bringing some up from downstairs.
Armageddon beer.
I put some on the toilet. I'm gonna get I have fucking 4 left. And as I was looking at the phone, looking to do something for the show. One slid off, and maybe like dropped 1 foot, if that. But that motherfucker shattered on the fucking linoleum. So like a fucking bottle exploded because it did.
You better kept Oliver away from that.
Well, he wasn't near it. No, he was in the other room.
All right, good.
I pick it all up, whatever the fuck. It sucked. Killed my time. And now it's raining. It's not raining terrible, but I went in the room. I thought I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any water issues. So I just had a little concern. Went up in the attic, my flashlight, and checked around. I didn't see anything, but I'm cautiously optimistic. You know what I mean? What?
I don't understand why beer is involved in you checking the attic.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, no.
Did you just feel the need to tell us about the beer?
Well, it broke,
That
Yeah.
pissed me off.
and it pissed him off.
Okay.
It's a broken
So
bottle.
that's completely separate from you going to the attic.
But both things piss me off. If I have to go in the attic, that pisses me off.
Attic.
So
Why'd you have to
don't-
go into the attic?
Attic, don't piss me off.
Don't piss me off, attic. No,
Did
I
you
thought-
think you had a leak?
Yeah. I saw a little color that I didn't like that much. You know what I mean?
Raven
Just
Shadow,
because it's purple doesn't mean it's bad.
getting old is tough. You leaking a little bit?
I didn't know fucking I didn't know. Something looked weird.
That
I
just
checked things out.
depends.
I don't know. I looked around up in the fucking crawl space.
You wrench it around,
It
wrench
looked
it off.
okay. Yeah. Knock on wood, but fuck.
Evil Corny says that he wasn't allowed in that bathroom.
Yeah,
Is that true?
He didn't trust you with his beer.
You didn't allow him in the bathroom?
but no, that's why I smoke in there, man. That's a fucking. No one should go in. No human should go in there.
You smoke all downstairs.
Yeah, but I've been moving it more towards the bathroom lately.
Because that's better.
The last year. There's a fan in there. Try to help
Do
Marion
you-
out.
Let me ask you this: do you flick your ash when you drop in a deuce?
In the ashtray?
Oh, in the toilet.
I think he's asking if you flick, like, move your balls out of the way and you flick.
No,
Yeah.
fucking sir.
Jesus.
I'm not that fucking accurate. That would take a Hawkeye level of precision, sir. I am no Clint Barton, sir. I'm more like Matt Murdock.
All right. Well, I had to, got kind of like off track there, but I had to ask because you said you were going to be a few minutes late because you had to go into the attic, so I had to know.
I don't know what I was
why.
gonna find. Yeah, it sucked. I'm observing it. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Because that's how most horror movies start. Raven Shadow.
I know. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Fuck shit.
All right. So speaking of Halloween, since MZ and Aries were talking about Halloween a lot in the intro, we finally settled on some Halloween plans, and we're throwing a fucking party, Halloween party. And so we decided to team up with an old friend, and he's been doing a podcast a day for October, the 31 days on the Deadites page. And so he had been asking me to join on the 31 days, and I just hadn't had an opportunity. And then we started talking about doing a Halloween show, and it just made sense to marry the two Raven Chat. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't use that word.
Bad idea, John.
Yeah, you better divorce the two.
Worst contract of all time.
So we decided to combine the two. Is that better? And it's going to be a big party is basically the best way to put it. But we're going to do like a variety show. We're going to play some short films. We're going to play some music videos. There's going to be some guest appearances. There's going to be some little segments that we're producing. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be a variety show, Raven Shadow. You like variety, don't you? Actually,
yeah,
actually, no, you don't. You drink the same beer over and over and over, so you don't actually like variety.
No, actually, I found there's a local joint up the hill that has the Coors Banquet that Johnny drinks in Cobra Kai.
Did you get
So
it?
I've been
Nice.
rocking. I got some. I was in line. You know, I had my usual. Once again, there's quantity and there's quality. And let's not get twisted. Shit's gonna come back around again when everyone's gonna go in hiding. So I'm stocking up. You know what I'm saying? But I was in line and I'm like, ooh, Coors Banquet. That's what Johnny drinks. So I was like, much to Marion's chagrin when she told me Johnny's not a real person, and I said he is
I'm
because
real.
it's a live action show. Okay.
So we have someone named Yo Mama is hanging out in the chat room, and Yo Mama says, "I'm here to remind you to wash your hands. Don't wipe your ass on your sleeve, and wipe front to back." All right.
I think
What about-
Mama.
What about side to side?
Well, when you have to remove your anal flap, you got to do whatever you can. Am I right, MZ?
You are so correct.
Oh God. So yes, so we're throwing a big party, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Halloween on Saturday, and we want you all to join, all of you. There's going to be guest appearances, like I said. There's going to be short films. We're showing at least one short film of Jarrett Blinkhorn's old friend of the show. I think. I don't know if I can announce this, but I think because I don't know if it's fully official or not. But we're going to be showing a short from another filmmaker that we're good friends with that we've had on the show before, and we have some music videos. We have some appearances, and we're putting together a little something as well, kind of a pre-recorded segment. So it should be a real fun time. I know this year has been extra trying because obviously. Pandemic, COVID, a lot of conventions got canceled. Rock and Shock wasn't going to happen anyways, even before COVID. But that's sort of something that was missing from our lives this year. No Rock and Shock. We don't really get to see each other in person, anyways, and and we miss interacting with you guys. That's the best part about doing Rock and Shock or these live shows that we've done, like at least one a year, two a year. We don't have that sort of like interaction with people. And so we're trying to think of a way that we could do this. I know this is very similar to what we do on a weekly basis, but we wanted to try to give something different. So this is going to be the 2020 version of the extra special Halloween special, but we're trying to go a little bit overboard, make it a little extra special this time. And so we want you guys to join us. It's a party. If you got some drinks, bring some drinks. Raven Shadow, right? Maybe some Coors Banquets. Maybe people can bring those.
Oh yeah, man. No, we're getting fucked up over here. I'll tell you that much.
And it should be
I'm sorry.
What time does this start?
8 p.m. on Saturday.
8 p.m.
Yeah, I did say that in the chat room, just so you're aware.
Take a power nap.
No, but I mean it wasn't said here, so I just want to.
Actually, he did say that when he was talking.
I did, yeah.
You
I
did?
yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it. All right.
We're going to try to do about 2 hours, so a little bit shorter than most shows, but we're not doing a film discussion. We may have a discussion, and there's going to be some other stuff involved as well. So it's just going to be a big party. So come hang out with us. If you don't have plans, then you now do. So come hang out with us on Halloween, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It should be a good time. And if for whatever reason you're going to miss it, this is going to be our Halloween episode. So we will release the audio, and we will obviously have the video archived as well. So we'll be able to come back. Now this is going to be a better video show because there's going to be visuals that go with it. We're going to show some short films. Short films are not going to make sense without the visuals. So I don't, as you guys know, I don't like to edit, so I don't know if I'm going to edit them out of the actual podcast, but I may have to consider it because, it just won't make for very good radio if there's just like ambient noise and like 2 minutes of like, not much going on. So, But please come hang with us on Halloween. It should be a great time. Mars will be on board with us, and like I said, we'll get some other special guests. Be showing some short films, some music videos, have some music tracks of some brand new tracks from some of our friends, and we should have some other cool stuff going. So be sure to come hang out with us. And Raven Shadow, have you made a decision about the other thing?
Yes. I want to keep it. I would prefer to keep it.
No. I mean, are you going to do it? That's all I want to know.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so for our patron
can be
supporters, there is going to be an after party. For our patron supporters only, there will be an after party, blackout tape style.
Shit.
So after the Halloween party ends, we're gonna head on over to our Discord and just gonna fucking party as long as you can until you fucking pass out. Right, Raven Shadow?
Oh man, when the fucking show stops, the fucking debauchery just begins.
That's
It'll
right.
Be fucking outrageous. You know, we'll see who's last man standing. You know, bring your fucking candy corn. You know, check your candy. Be nuts.
So yeah, bring some candy, bring some drinks. I don't know, like if you do drugs, do some drugs. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, bring your drugs. Yeah, if you want to mail them,
Mail them.
Z's house, and I'll pick them up.
Yes, let's make it a federal crime.
This is evidence.
I said MC's house. No. But I better see you guys there because Johnny, you're gonna party, right? You're gonna party with us, right?
I'm the fucking host.
Yeah. Whoa, John. Yeah.
Well,
the blackout.
blackout tapes. I'll stop in. Yeah,
Right?
for
You're
sure.
coming.
I may not be there the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'll stop in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get the blackout tape. So if you guys want to be part of that, it is a semi-regular. There's no real schedule. Semi-regular, just uncensored chat with Michael Raven Shadow. It is on our Discord server, and you have to be a Patreon supporter to be able to join. So if you want to join, you can join at the lowest level, $2 a month. Go ahead, and that'll get you access to the blackout tape. So patreon.com/trickortreatradio is where you can find the info on that. And as long as you join Patreon prior to the blackout tapes occurring after the Halloween show, you're good. We'll get you in there, and you'll get access. It should be all automated. We're hooked up. We have the Discord hooked up through Patreon, so it should already give you access. But if not, I'll be there to moderate and monitor if I have to. So, but yeah, it should be a good time. We're doing the party, the extra special Halloween special live 8 p.m. It's going to be streaming on trickortreatradio.com as always, and also we're going to be streaming it on the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group and the Deadites Facebook group as well. So, be plenty of places to check it out, but the safest place is trickortreatradio.com, and we'll get the chat room there as well. So. If you guys tune in regularly, that's the best place to go. It'll keep all the chat together and everything like that, and should be a fucking great time. And then afterwards, blackout tapes on Discord. Michael Raven Shadow getting saucy.
Oh man.
And talking nerd shit and whatever. If you have a phone, if you have a smartphone and Discord, and you're a patron supporter, you can get in. You don't need anything fancy.
It's like multiple time zones. I mean, listen, normally it sucks because this is fucking one of those moments. Actually, wasn't it the last time Halloween was on a Saturday? We had that fucking epic snowstorm that fucked everything up. Am I right about that?
Was that? Yeah, you might be right.
That was early on. That was like even like pre CryptoCast era.
That was 2010. That was 10 years ago.
So, like, I'm not sure how the days fall on the calendar, but, like, this is fucking Saturday, October, Halloween, the full moon, whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it. It's the blue moon.
The blue moon.
Yeah.
Like, this should be fucking awesome. So, like, all right, maybe you're not going to a party, or maybe you don't give a fuck and you are going to a party. But if you're up late, depending on your time zone, depending on whatever the fuck, hey, listen, we're going all night, baby. And it's going to be crazy. So come hang out with us.
Yeah, it should be a good time. So,
I mean, if there's no rock and shock, let us host your talk and shock.
Yes, talking schlock is the theme of the night. There'll be lots of talking, lots of schlocking. So be sure to hang out and join us. So I just wanted to give that announcement. We'll have some other surprises. We're not gonna reveal everything yet, but we got some other surprises for the show and some potential messages out to folks. So we'll see. But yeah, it'll be a good time. So hopefully you guys can join one or both of those things. And just reminder, the extra special Halloween live special will be streaming from 8 p.m. till maybe about 10, maybe a little after. We'll see how long it goes. But we're going to try to do 2 hours. And then right afterwards, as soon as that ends, may take a quick break, but then head on over to our Discord channel, the Trick or Treat Radio Discord channel, and we'll be doing the Blackout Tapes after party. So we just need to be a Patreon supporter to join. And like I said, $2 a month. Even if you just want to go to that, just give us, do it for 1 month. Obviously, we'd appreciate your support all the time, but $2 a month, that's nothing. So nothing, and you get
$2 cover charge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, look at that. We're giving you the special for free, and then you can go ahead and pay a $2 cover charge to go to Raven Shadow's after party. It's like a just a taste of the Blackout Bacchanalia, right, Raven Shadow?
Oh man, we're getting. I mean, from what I heard in the news, we're a couple days away from a cure. Not really.
Yeah.
Probably not. Listen to medical professionals, folks. Vote, please. But no, yeah, we're just gonna vibe, man. We can bring whatever. We're gonna talk all raw, man. We'll fucking see what happens.
What? What did you say?
What I said. I don't know. What did I say?
Talk all raw.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
You made Aries Picard.
He's coming. Aries, you better fucking come. You better come over, dude. Wear your mask.
You're putting Aries through Anderson headache number 36. Come on.
You're putting him through 1 through fucking 35. I'll tell you that much with your intro.
Hey, fuck you, man. I liked my intro. It was fine. All right.
At least someone did.
Hey, fuck you too, Johnny.
And we don't want
you
fun
too, Eric.
here.
Wow.
We strive for greatness here.
Thank you.
We strive for greatness. So what the hell is Raven Shadow doing here?
Wowzers. Wow. Okay. Nice.
Well, we know that MZ won't be at the Blackout Tape, so we'll just talk shit about him all night because we know he won't be there.
You can come. What are you doing on Sunday besides fucking sleeping or watching fucking Golden Girls?
Going to Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. But
gonna,
I'll definitely be at the Halloween special. I'm not missing that.
You can come.
I mean, if I stop at the Blackout Tapes, I'll stop in for a little while. Sure.
Yeah, pop in.
What the hell? It's free.
for you, because you're a fucking host.
Come to the party, pal.
All right.
Science white blood flap or whatever the fuck you like.
All right, quickly, let's run down the films in MZ's 31 Days Halloween Horror Film Challenge. Just a couple quick things about them, MZ. House of the Devil.
Street all the way.
Masterpiece.
Such a great flick. Yeah.
All right, Haunt.
A surprise. Very good. Very good. It follows some, it follows the tropes of 80s slashers films through Halloween costumes, which I think is pretty smart. A very well made movie. And Johnny, you and I both know about working in a haunt, so
yep.
we could speak on that. Yeah, great flick.
Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Jesus Christ, one of the greatest made-for-TV horror movies ever made. If you've never seen it, if you don't believe it, then you haven't seen it.
The Changeling.
Scariest haunted house movie ever made. Simply put.
All right, what else we got here? We got The Void.
not as good as I remembered it the first time around. I think I overhyped it when I first saw it because I thought I was seeing something rather, sinister and dark because it was at an underground film festival, or, they call it that, but it's still a film festival. So I think I might have hyped it up too much upon first watch, and it's lost some of its punch a little bit since then. But it's a wet dream for those who love Rob Bottin type body horror special effects. It's definitely got that.
All right, and Deep Red.
Oh, Argento's classic. His my favorite of the Argento films. I think Deep Red is a masterpiece of giallo horror.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I really fucking love that film though. And the final one for this week, anyways. We have 2 days left, but today you watched Session 9.
Yeah. Oh God, what a great flick! Such a spooky, atmospheric movie. And shot on location at the Denver State Mental Hospital, which isn't there anymore, but such a great movie, such a good cast, and also has the greatest "fuck you" line ever in the history of cinema, spoken by David Caruso. Yeah, the greatest "fuck you" ever delivered in a movie.
Go ahead, give it a shot.
Oh, me say that? Oh,
yeah.
Come on. Fuck you. but it's more than just that. It's just the way the camera kind of swoops into a close up of his face as he says it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's so good.
I love David Caruso, man.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. He's great in that too. Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. I know I've told this story before on the show. It's real quick, but where the Danvers Mental Institution was, I actually looked at an apartment built on its grounds. I ended up moving to the first Castle Wolfenstein when you guys came to my apartment. But when I was looking for that, I went and looked at the apartments in Danvers that were built on top of the ruins of the mental institution. And it was kind of...
And they look at you and said, "I'm sorry, but the mental hospital is gone."
Yeah, right. It was pretty creepy though. Like it's they maintain some of the main structure is still there, I believe, and that's like the leasing office or whatever. So I think they've maintained some of it, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want to live there. Like I was like, I gotta check this out at least, but pretty creepy.
Do yourself a favor and check out. Just one more thing. Do yourself a favor. Go to Sean Clark's YouTube page. It's and I think it's Malfunction, and it's Malfunk, and then SEAN for Sean. So Malfunction, and he does a tour of the grounds of the Denver State Mental Hospital. And actually, he shows footage of him going through the place from like 2003, I think he said. So definitely check that out. It's on YouTube. It's awesome. Such good footage right there, man.
All right, yeah, I just looked him up. It looks like he has a lot of stuff, so you'd have to do a search for it, I guess, because he's got a lot of videos. It looks like. So cool.
Yeah.
All right, last 2 days of the 31 days. Tomorrow on October 30th, you're doing Tales from the Crypt, 1972, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So the 1972 Tales from the Crypt, it is on Tubi. And finally, on Halloween, you're doing Hell House LLC on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
And you've obviously seen both of these, so... There'll be rewatches for you, but so you guys got 2 more days to play the game, and check out MZ's reviews on the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. If you're not already a part, facebook.com/groups/Trick or Treat Radio. Just ask to join, we'll let you in, and MZ posts a video a day with his thoughts, and he also gives a rundown of the rules. So if you guys haven't heard them yet, you're late to the game, what you got to do is just keep track of the films that you watch, and then go ahead and at the end of the month, whether it's the 30th or November 1st or even November 2nd, I think we'll accept. But just send us your list of films that you watched. Like I said, just whatever's easiest for you. If you can write them down in an email, that's probably the easiest. Or if you want to, you can take the graphic that I created at the beginning of the month and highlight the ones you've watched, and just let me know, what's a watch, and that's all I need. And then for every single movie you watch, you get an entry. If you're a patron supporter, you get double points. So if you watched 15 movies, that means you get double the points, and you get 30 points and 30 entries. So, and then if you happen to watch all 31, you get an additional 5 bonus points. So if you're also a patron supporter, that is a grand total of 72 possible points. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a drawing on our next Patreon episode. Which everything I haven't even talked to you guys about this, but with everything going on with the Halloween special that we're doing, I think we're going to delay the first Patreon show by a couple days. So we usually get it in within the first week of the month. This one might end up falling on the following weekend after Halloween, so maybe 7th or 8th or somewhere around there. So I think that's what's going to happen. So just want to let you guys know ahead of time that that's probably likely. But if you're not already a patron supporter, head on over to patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And as I mentioned, you can join for as little as $2 a month, all the way up to, we have 3 different tiers. You get varying cool things related to each one. And also get access to the Discord server, the full access, so you can join all the different chat rooms, join the blackout tapes, all that. So give that a look. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. All right, you can also help support the show a few other ways. On trickortreatradio.com, you scroll down, look for the Amazon logo. You click on that. It's going to bring you to Amazon. I know we got Black Friday coming up. We got Cyber Monday. We got Sexy Saturday, Raven Shadow, right?
Yeah.
We got tantalizing Tuesday.
Oh.
I thought it was Taco Tuesday. I would have been misinformed.
Yeah.
Whip out Wednesday. That's old. That's
Whip
bad.
him out Wednesday? Yeah, no. That's from a bygone era, Raven Shadow.
That was stupid then, though. That was
It
fucking
was.
dumb.
I agree.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's there's lots of different reasons to spend money on Amazon, and then the holidays are coming up, so maybe you want to buy some gifts. And you know what's great? The great thing about Amazon, I not that I'm fucking touting Amazon. I don't get a fucking Jeff Bezos isn't going to give me any money, but obviously with a lot of social distancing stuff, if you can't get to see a loved one and you don't want to go to the post office, I know some people don't mind, some people don't want to go. If you order from Amazon, you can just have it shipped right to their house, and you don't have to fucking go anywhere. So use our link and do that. You can send out presents to everyone. You can send presents to Raven Shadow.
Please.
Raven Shadow, you have a wish list?
Yeah.
You don't even know what that is.
I know what it is. Yeah, like back in the day in the old service merchandise catalog. I want the fucking aerodrome. I want the fucking desktop playset with the fucking, the garbage thing in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Millennium Falcon.
G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Yeah, well, they all did that. They were all because of special trained, special forces. The G.I. Joe. They had a fucking racetrack probably. You know what I fucking always wanted? I wanted a fucking one of those fucking racetracks that went up on the wall. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I wanted that, but I did have the USS Flag and Terradrome and the G.I. Joe base. So, fuck you, Tycho. I had a flag.
Dr. Chris says that's badass. He was talking about the Danvers Mental Hospital. He says that's badass. The ruins probably have dark spirits who will F you up. Yeah, that's probably a good thing I didn't move there. He also says Session 9, awesome movie made there. And he says 1972, Tales from the Crypt is okay, not as good as Demon Knight.
Oh, boo.
I know MZ doesn't agree with that. All right, so Yeah, so go ahead and use the Amazon link, trickortreatradio.com. Scroll down, look for it, click the button. It's going to bring in Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. It doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
And the final way to keep the lights on, to help keep them on anyways, is to go to trickortreatradio.com, look for the store, click it, and then we got some greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio, volumes 1 through 3. If you are a newish listener or you haven't been around for all 8+ years, it's a great way to kind of catch up on some of the previous stuff of what we have out there. As I say, Raven Shadow, the highlights, the lowlights, the midlights, and everything in between, right? Does that summarize well enough for you?
You did a really good job, Johnny. Yeah, no, you paraphrased accordingly and you enunciated. And I think you conveyed the message, you know, if you're newish, even if you don't look newish, you could definitely, partake.
Raven Shadow, you don't look Jewish.
And no, I don't.
You look Italian.
I could be a lot of things. I'm like Vin Diesel. I could be a lot of different things depending on where I am.
You could be Jesus.
Yeah,
I could be
North
undercover.
Italian, South Italian.
Yeah. East,
really
West.
anywhere in Italy.
It's not the blonde
You could
one.
be Sicilian.
All different things.
Is anyone dressing up, by the way, on Saturday?
I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I was thinking about getting dressed.
Yeah. Yes, please do, Aries. And Raven Shadow, Yankee Diddler. 2 words, Yankee Diddler.
I'm not sure. I do have an outfit I'm gonna wear at the shop that day. It's a t-shirt and a mask combo, but I think it'll be pretty dope.
No pants involved?
No pants in hell. But
our boy JB, he must have heard Tales from the Crypt. He popped in.
he did.
He said, JB says, I'm with MZ. He says that Tales from the Crypt 1972 is way better. It's like, did somebody
There you go, JB.
Did somebody raise the fucking Tales from the Crypt signal?
See that?
JB just showed up.
Knows. JB knows. He knows what's going on. He knows what. Fuck Demon Knight. 72.
Awesome,
That's good.
That was amazing. Raven Shadow, are you like the Commissioner Gordon?
Of Demon Knight? Of what? Of,
of Tales from the podcast. You raise the signal?
I am like Commissioner Gordon on Tales from the podcast.
Oh, God.
He's ECW.
I'm just like that.
That was funny. All right, so we gotta move on. Oh, JB says my senses went off.
I hear you, JB. I hear you, brother.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up. Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch Mortuary Collection with Clancy Brown. What do you do to prepare for this fucking movie?
I told you before, Johnny, all shitty fucking things. Picked up broken glass in the fucking attic, getting fucking anxiety, taking fucking lorazepam by myself. You know what I mean? And I get sad.
You deserve a fucking award.
I do deserve an award, Johnny. Thank you for fucking saying that. Maybe this very Saturday night on this Hallows Eve, as you celebrate the Samhain, Samhain.
Sour.
Yeah.
You
want some of this milk? No, it's too sour. I don't like sour milk.
Oh my God.
That was that fucking. I bought that record. That was like the second Danzig band after the Misfits. He did Sam Wayne. I know Sam Wayne. That's
Wayne.
Sam. He was like Thomas Wayne. Like Sam Wayne bought Thomas Wayne like a gift certificate to the theater. And then he got fucking shot up in the back, which created Batman.
Oh, Picarding. Here he's Picarding again.
Oh, God. You know what? That's it. I'm out. I'll be back.
They got Sam Wayne.
Sam Wayne.
Where's Aries going?
That's it. I've had enough.
All right. Aries left. MZ's killing himself. Johnny's laughing. Good enough for me. So I strapped on.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the cult of muscle.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just made me do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
All right, we have returned on Trick or Treat Radio. Once again, 3 out of 4 of us have, anyways. All right, so we're going to talk about a flick, and that flick is entitled The Mortuary Collection. This film is from 2020, and it is available on Shudder. So if you have a Shudder subscription, you can go ahead and watch that now if you haven't already seen it. And it is not rated. It is 1 hour, 48 minutes. It is a fantasy horror. It is written and directed by Ryan Spindell. And the film, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people in it because it's a horror anthology, but it's first and foremost stars Clancy Brown. And let's see, where is... Caitlin Custer is the character who plays Sam. And what else we got here? It's always interesting when they do it by first build in a horror anthology. I guess we'll stop there since it's mainly those two. And
yeah, outside of Clancy Brown, I don't recognize anybody in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't either. A couple of people looked vaguely familiar. let me see. Is it Emma Horvath? I think I saw her in something else. I don't know, but there was a couple of people that looked vaguely familiar, like I may have seen them in another film that we had done, but no one that really stood out. There was someone with the last name of Kilmer. I'm guessing it's not a relation to Val Kilmer, but I did happen to notice that. Yeah, and I don't even see her in the listing. Oh, Christine Kilmer, who is Emma. I don't know what character that was. All right, anyways. So the synopsis for the Mortuary Collection: an eccentric mortician recounts several macabre and phantasmagorical tales that he's encountered in his distinguished career. All right, so this flick is a feature film debut. I think the only other thing that Ryan Spindell has done, he's done some shorts, and he did a TV series short. Have you guys ever heard of something called The 50 States of Fright?
I've heard of it. I never saw it.
Yeah, it was on Quibi, which
well, geez, no wonder.
Yeah, just recently, shuttered, for lack of a better term, shuttered its doors, closed down. But yeah, it looks like he was involved in that. It was a production by Sam Raimi. But I think it was, what did they do? There's like a short for each state or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So what did, let me see what Ryan Spindell did. He did one of the shorts on it. Yeah, I don't have the name of the one on here, but anyways, he did Scared Stiff from Oregon is the one that he did. So if anyone's seen 50 States of Fright, you will have seen Ryan Spindell's work on that. But other than that, he's just done some shorts. He ironically enough, well, I guess not ironic, but he referenced it. There was a short called The Babysitter Murders, which is used in this film, which I thought was pretty interesting. Want to see if
was that the actual short?
Yeah, there was yeah.
Well, it says it's from 2015.
Oh.
So.
I see what you mean. I see. Okay.
But it does feature Caitlin Custer, who played Sam in the Mortuary Collection. So I don't know. Like, I guess it's possible he could have repurposed it and made it into. Yeah, you know what? I think it is. Because I'm looking at the pictures from. Yeah, I think he did. I think the Babysitter Murders is actually the same thing. I think he just took his short that he made, and I wonder if that's what he did with some of these others. I don't know. It's interesting. There's another one. No, that one definitely is not. Yeah, it's interesting though. I wonder.
Yeah, well, the babysitter. I mean, that was the movie in the short. So that's. I mean, I can't see him repurposing the shorts for the rest of it though.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure.
But I like that idea of the movie in the short was his from before.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. So, all right, well let's jump into this flick, and right off the bat, I gotta say I love the opening. I love it. Like this sort of like we get to see a tour of the town of this like sort of like I there's something about the setting that's really sort of like elegant to me. Like I love a sort of like small, like sleepy town with secrets, you know? There's something about that really speaks to me. Like I like these sort of like something that you would, and maybe it's because of growing up reading Stephen King that kind of speaks to me, because a lot of his work is sort of like that, you know? But that's what it made me think of, was this sort of like coastal New England town that has a lot of secrets and stories to tell. And that's the vibe I got from the intro of when the kid was riding his bike through the town. I thought it was great.
Well, what I thought, I liked the fact that it looks like they desaturated the colors to give it a more of like say like a homey feel to it. Although I did not get New England out of this. Upon looking at it, and because it looks like it was kind of like mixed up in time somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it kind of gave the vibe like it was like from the 50s or 40s or 60s. Definitely not modern day, but everything. I mean, the people read modern day, but the things around them, the cars and just the way things looked, kind of read 50s to me, and not just 50s America. I'm talking like 50s, like New Zealand or Australia. It didn't look European to me. It looked somewhat like a New Zealand type of world that they were living in. So when these people were speaking with clear English, speaking voices, I was really thrown off. Not that it bothered me at all. It kind of lent itself to the mysteriousness of what we're going to be seeing in this movie. So, but I thought that was really bizarre, but effective, at least for me anyway, because that's what I got out of it.
Anyone else want to comment on the setting before we move on from that?
I 100% got New England, and if I had to put a time frame, I'd put late 70s, early 80s. I did not get the feeling it was anywhere but the United States, and especially New England. I mean, the feeling I got with an opening shot was Murder, She Wrote. I grew up watching Murder, She Wrote, but that's just I don't know why, but.
But strangely enough, the film was shot in Oregon. So when Wolfie mentioned that the director did shorts in Oregon, and like, oh, okay, well now the two kind of go hand in hand. But when I saw that this was filmed in Oregon, I'm like, shit, this did not look like Oregon to me.
Well, I've never been to Oregon, so I can't say, but. Yeah, I have, and I can vouch. This does not look like Oregon.
For the Oregon Trail, did you get dysentery?
No, he dissed Terry.
Motherfucking diss Terry, dog. Yeah, I don't know if New England jumped out at me either, but it definitely got like a 60s, 70s vibe. I mean, with the kid with the bike.
Yeah, and I also think that some of the stories they told were from different eras. Like, I don't know that they were all from the same time, because there was that one. I mean, we'll jump into each one, but the one with the woman in the bathroom, that one clearly to me looked like it was 50s-ish, anyways, with the way she was dressed.
50s, early 60s, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they were from slightly different times. It felt like we were getting. Like we were moving further through time in each one. That's the impression I got, but I don't think that was, super integral to it. But that's just the impression I got, is that we seem to be, because then the one with the frat looked like it was more in like the 70s, 80s is sort of maybe what I got.
80s, yeah.
So and then the babysitter one looked like it was kind of 90s-ish to me. So.
I think it played around with stuff. I think there was some things were really indicative of its time.
Yeah.
But then there was one character's clothing that really threw me off.
Which one?
There was a girl's the way a certain girl dressed and her behavior seemed more modern day, even though her story was set in a world, at least with the technology, with the TV.
In a world.
In a world.
Oh yeah.
Like her clothing threw me off.
I think part of it is probably just boiling it down to this world just is kind of a timeless world.
Yeah.
This world could be the 50s, it could be the 90s. It's just kind of, it exists, and all manner of technology and clothing just exists here.
And I actually love that. I don't know. There's just something really nice about that. Because then you can't pinpoint a specific time. They're not utilizing specific technology to show, this was from this era or this is from this era. There's just something really kind of nice about that I appreciate. So, whenever films can do that, I just love it. Like, I don't need to know when it took place necessarily, but just show me a few things here and there, and then, okay, like another one, just for example, because I know a lot of people saw It Follows. That one was one that was sort of like an out-of-time thing, too. Like, that girl had that, like, little book, that little e-reader or whatever it was that was like a clamshell. Like, nothing like that exists, but there was no cell phones either in the film. So it's just interesting how they kind of played with technology and time. And I don't know, just something kind of like romantic about that. I like it. And in this, I thought they did a really good job of it, where you couldn't pinpoint, but it felt like that this place was sort of an amalgamation of a few different eras, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, there were certain things that told you took place in the past and you shouldn't look for modern technology. But beyond that, it was just, it was kind of a free-for-all.
Yeah, Evil Corny comments and says, it gave me a Batman, the animated series vibe. The cars were from the 50s and 60s, but it seemed like it took place today. And he also said no color TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we also have our boy Lance fucking Beef Pile hanging out.
Oh,
shit.
I haven't seen Beef Pile in a while. It's good to see you, buddy. He says, I'm working on some...
LBP.
Yeah. He says, working on some freelance. I'm here for a while. Happy Halloween, y'all. Happy Halloween, Beef Pile. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
All right, so let's dig a little bit deeper now. So that was just something I really liked about it. Right initially off the bat, especially a film like this. This is a horror anthology, and when we were getting that little tour of the town with the kid riding his bike, I got a sense of what this world was about. It was a really subtle, easy way to show that this world has some secrets. It has some things lurking in the corners. Like, he walked by like one of those like lobster traps or something like that. He was riding by and it had like some fucking like Lovecraftian creature inside of it.
Yeah.
Some like tentacle creature. It wasn't an octopus or anything like that exists in our world, but you just got a sense of, okay, there's some shit that goes on in this world. Okay, I got it. And for me, that little tour of the town sort of like, got rid of any sort of potential issues with suspension of disbelief, because I believe that almost anything could happen in this town after seeing what exists in it with that quick bike ride. So I thought that was great. And then we come up to the mortuary, the house that the mortician, played by Clancy Brown, lives in, and his name is Montgomery Dark. And a little on the nose, but I thought it was a good look for him, a kind of an iconic look. And that voice, man, like that dude's fucking killer voice. And one of the first things you hear in the film is, I can't do a Clancy Brown, but it's like, the world is not made of atoms, it is made of stories. And I thought that was just a cool introduction. It's, obviously it's not scientifically accurate, but like the fabric of our lives are linked by stories, right? Like it's all about stories. And I just like that in this world, that is almost like the currency, at least in terms of this mortician character, Montgomery Dark. That's sort of his currency, is dealing with stories, and he keeps stories of the people who die and kind of keeps them alive in a sense, like their memory alive anyways. So I don't know, I just thought that there was something really cool about that. And then the house where the mortuary was fucking awesome, fucking beautiful.
Right. I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're a DC mark, I mean, it definitely reminded me much of the House of Secrets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That kind of thing. And even when he's given the eulogy, there's a funeral, and he goes into about the story brand.
Yeah.
And he even has to like stop stuff where he's like, "Oh, sorry," and you always get concerned because much like the genre known as the found footage genre, I do get excited when it's done really well, but it's done really bad poorly. Much like hardcore. Anyone can do fucking hardcore. Fucking
what?
music.
Oh, okay. No,
No.
something else.
Oh, yeah, hardcore porn is fucking dope. But no, like the musical style, like, there's a lot of hardcore bands, but how many good hardcore bands out there? You know what I'm trying to say? Is like, so I forgot what I was going to say, but
You talking about hardcore?
I was kind of, yeah, I was kind of involved. I love fucking Clancy fucking Brown, sir, right? The Kurgan, fucking Lex Luthor, fucking even Pet Sematary 2. All the fucking shit the dude does. Fucking Starship Troopers. I fucking love Clancy Brown.
Yeah, I do too. He's great. Yeah, so give me.
And like, I wasn't sure for a minute.
Yep. Go ahead, Raven Shadow. You weren't sure?
Give you what?
I said, go ahead. You said, I wasn't sure for a minute, and I cut you off. Go ahead.
But he said, gimme. And I'm like, what should I give you?
A point.
A point. Something.
Give us a point.
Something relevant.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
were going to say something.
He had makeup going on, though, right? That wasn't really his real head. Like, he had some fucking things going on.
Was it really his real head?
He's,
Yes, that was makeup.
But I was concerned because I'm like, all right, well, Clancy, that's a problem with a lot of anthologies where, like, usually they're bogged down by shitty bookends.
Right,
where it's almost like, how many have we seen where it was like, what if they scrimped on the bookends and just had more content in the short? You know what I mean? But then again, you have Clancy Brown. I'm like, all right, well, he's probably doing a 1 day of shooting. He'll be like, ain't like the fucking Mickey Rourke as the protectionist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who came for a day.
Clancy Brown
They
was,
bought him lunch.
Clancy Brown was actually a producer on this as well. So he definitely had a bit of a stake.
And I think that was my favorite part of this picture was the Clancy Brown stuff.
Yeah, no, for
Is
sure.
that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. Yeah. One other quote was that he had. I think this is during when he was leading the service for the, for the dead person. What is life but a story, a single narrative thread in the tapestry that binds us all? So I just thought that there was some good lines in here, and I also thought there was, as we start getting into the sort of shorts, the anthology aspect of it. I thought that there was an interesting sort of meta take on horror, though, going on in this as well, which I thought was kind of like playful and kind of fun, where we get sort of the conversations between. So we'll set it up. There is this child that dies, and they have a funeral, and obviously it's sad. A child died. We don't know what happened or what the circumstances were, but then afterwards. After the services and everyone leaves, Clancy Brown's character sees someone enter the mortuary, and so he goes to find this girl named Sam, and she's looking at the casket, and Clancy Brown interrupts her, and she says she's here for the job because on the sign outside it says help wanted. So he starts to kind of talk to her about it a little bit, and he doesn't believe that she wants a job, and she's like, yeah, I want it. So anyways, he starts talking a little bit more about these stories, and she wants to hear some of the stories about people who died in the town, in Raven's End. Is that your new hometown, Raven Shadow? So we
got to cut.
Yeah,
more copyright infringement.
More. Yeah. So, and then that's sort of the setup, and then he starts telling the stories of people who have died in Raven's End, in this town, over the years, and it's interesting. So, we'll get back to the wrapper, but let's go ahead and sort of talk about some of these shorts. Do you guys have anything else to add about the initial wrapper setup before we jump into the shorts? All right.
We pretty much covered it.
All right. So these didn't have names, so I don't know what to call them, but I'm going to call this one the bathroom tentacle creature, or just call it the bathroom. So there's this woman who heads into a bathroom in what looks to be like a lavish sort of like house, because the bathroom is enormous, right? It's like bigger than that room you're in right now, Raven Shadow.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so it's enormous.
My bathroom, this room, yeah.
So it's an enormous bathroom, and then she's in there, and someone's like, "Hey, I really want to talk some more with you." And she's like, "Oh, I'll be out in 10 minutes. I'll meet you wherever." So she goes, sits down on the toilet, drinks her wine, and she pulls out like 3 wallets. So clearly she's ripping dudes off, right?
Yeah, she's a grifter, so she has her marks. You know what I mean? She's kind of, it seems like it's a hoity-toity kind of like party.
Yes,
And
definitely, especially given the cash bucks that she pulled out of wallets.
yeah, so she ganks. She's definitely a grifter, and she ganks some wallets from some dudes who are probably getting the drink on. And they're like, yeah, I'll be up there in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so, and then she's in there, she's taking the cash out of the wallet, tossing the wallets in the trash, and then it's almost like she couldn't leave well enough alone. She sees like the mirror in the bathroom. It's one of those the cabinet that has a like
medicine cabinet.
Thank you. Yeah, medicine cabinet. And she's trying to open it and she can't. So she sort of gets her nail file or something to kind of shimmy the lock, and then is able to sort of open it, and then she's having trouble. I won't talk too much more about it because if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give too much away, I guess. But I thought that this one was interesting. It was short, the shortest of the bunch, and it didn't have a ton going on, but I thought it was a good first one. And in this, it certainly ramps up. So I thought that this was a good introduction.
I thought it was a little strange because when I see that the running time of what we have here, and I didn't think this was the first story. I thought this might have been like a warm up, but no, it was. It turns out it was the first story, and as far as real short stories go, you could do a whole lot worse. This wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and the interesting thing I thought about it was I think it purposely was a simple story because, as we'll find out in the wrapper, there was a little bit more discussion about it. So, Raven Shadow or Aries, do you guys have anything to add about this short?
I thought this was actually perfect for what it was and where it was in this movie.
Yeah.
It was a quick introduction to the shorts that were going to happen. It was interesting enough to keep your attention going towards the rest of the movie.
Raven Shadow, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think it was a serviceable base hit to get you to the rest of the innings.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. It is, if it had even if it was like another minute or two longer, I think it would have outstayed its welcome. But for what it was, it set everything up nicely. It was fine, and it kind of created almost like a bit of a creep show kind of vibe to me, like where I won't say which one in particular it reminded me of, but it created this kind of creep show vibe where anything can happen in this world, right? Like there's monsters, there's things in weird places, and anything can happen here. And that kind of just set it up nicely. It wasn't like a standout short. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you got to see the movie based on this short alone. I'm not going to say that. But I think in the grand... All right, you all right over there, MZ? You going to live? You going to make it through the show?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm tired, but I'll make it.
But I think in the grand scheme of things, this was pretty much what it needed to be. Like it set up this world, took it a step further, and was, kind of what they needed it to be. And then we go back to the wrapper, and Sam says basically, "Oh, that one was predictable." Or no, what do you guys remember what she said about that one specifically?
What she said.
I remember she called it fun.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was fun. Yeah.
Because I remember that was like, I say that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But I think it was interesting too that she kind of like thought it was fine, but didn't love it. It was almost like, you know, the Undertaker was kind of like, yeah, little story for you.
Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, it was like entry level kind of stuff. Like, it was a fine short. It conveyed it, and it even had a cool like, oh, Snoop moment.
Wait, don't you mean Fisher Price, My First Horror Short?
No, it's what I said. It's because it was a thing that was like, oh man, that's fucking going there. Don't be a bad girl and take wallets.
Jesus.
That's the message.
Really?
But I thought this one looked. I thought this one looked really good. I liked the look of it. I liked, just the way it was presented, and it showed that it was something from like the.
Are we still?
You guys there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we are
here.
Okay. Yeah, there's a crazy storm down here, and I think you guys are getting a storm as well. So I don't know if there's like internet interference or something, but you guys have been cutting out a little bit here and there. So hopefully it stays. Does it sound fine now?
Sounds better.
A little crackly, but not too bad.
Okay. All right. So all right. So moving on to back to the rapper, and then so she sort of talked about, it was almost like this meta sort of take on this kind of film, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And we do get a lot of different styles of films in these shorts, which is cool. And one thing I've sort of like come to expect from anthologies is a really sort of like afterthought of a rapper. Like a rapper was just put together as a means to very loosely tie things together. And in this, it was obviously well thought out. Like they knew what they were doing, and they all had a purpose. And that's all I can really ask for in a horror anthology. I don't need that all the time, but I want some connective tissue, and this had it.
I get the feeling more that they came up with the wraparound before they came up with a lot of these shorts.
Probably.
Agreed.
And it was the same director. It was just one director, and a lot of times in these anthologies, you get different directors for each short, right? So,
and I was actually surprised by that, because you can get a different feeling with all these too.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. A different genre, a different feel. They all kind of look slightly different as well, which I thought was cool.
In fact, I think it was a wraparound in one particular short that was the driver for the film, and the other ones were just added.
Right.
It could have been any other one.
Yeah, and obviously I know which one you mean. I mean, because there is one that ties in a little bit closer together. So, all right, well, let's move on to the next one. And the next, I don't know, once again, there's no titles for the shorts, but this was the short with
Frat Boy Slim.
Frat Boy Slim. Yes.
Better safe than sorry.
Oh, is that the name of it?
There was during Monty Dark's discussions with Sam, he uses a line that kind of indicates that this is the title of the short. So like this next one would be better safe than sorry.
So this one was interesting because the first one was very standard, like your standard horror fare. Like there was kind of like, it was, I guess in a sense, don't tempt fate, basically, and bad things happen to bad people. That's kind of like a really simple through line for what happened in the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one gets a little bit more involved, where there is some social commentary involved. And didn't she say that? She's like, I want a little bit more social commentary in it or something. So like it was almost, that's why I think this is almost like a meta examination of horror films and the audience. And I feel like Clancy Brown's character was like the director or like the filmmaker. and Sam was like the audience, and
Sam was a critic.
Critic or audience,
because I would say critic because she said a lot of things that we say about movies when we watch them.
Well, I definitely wouldn't call us critics.
Okay.
It's a film discussion podcast.
Yeah. We don't critique, we don't review.
But it is. I mean, I could see it from that way for sure. The way I was looking at it was the audience, because a lot of times the filmmaker doesn't give the audience what they want. Or like I almost kind of took it as a meta examination of like this whole sort of like fanboy sort of mentality of what we're getting, like with the Star Wars films or whatever. Like they're like, here, this is what you're getting. And they're like, yeah, you know, they said they wanted that, you know, in the previous segment, but then later on when they got that, they're like, yeah, no, but I didn't really like that. You know, it was almost like this back and forth of like, well, what do you want? And then she says what she wants, and then they give it to her, and then they don't like it still, you know? Like it wasn't that it was perfect. It was like, yeah, it was okay, but it could have used this. You know, so that's how I thought of it, sort of in terms of like being the fan or the viewer or whatever, like fandom in general. That's how I kind of took it, but I can also see Ari's point of view in potentially being a critic.
But I think I'm reading someplace too where I think it might have been Alan Moore, or it might have been Alan Moore who said it, but like if fans knew what they wanted, they wouldn't be fans. They'd be writers. They'd be the creators.
True. Yep. But I think nowadays and that's also another reason why I thought that they had sort of like a technology agnostic sort of world, because it sort of takes out that whole element of this being a modern day story with the internet existing and everything, you know, because that's kind of how I took it, as like the fickle, like, you know, fan, not knowing what they want. And, you know, and maybe there's an element to that, or maybe I'm reading too much into it and putting something that, you know, that is something that I examine in media a lot anyways. So maybe I put a little bit of my own thoughts into it, but that's kind of how I took it. But either way, I thought it was interesting that they had injected that into it, and sort of this meta examination of the different shorts and how each one was different, you know, because the audience in this case was Sam. She wanted something else, so it's like the mortician kept trying to up the stories in a sense, you know.
Like,
agreed.
Like those stories are like his DVD collection. You know, well, check this one out. You know, depending on who his audience is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a recurring theme.
And who knows? Maybe he made them up too. I mean, I doubt it, but you know, like that's sort of like seems like his sort of job is to document these stories. So I don't necessarily think that they were made up, at least in this world. But you know, I think that it was just sort of interesting how he sort of was trying to kind of one up and do something different each time. And that's sort of like one of the things, I guess, as a filmmaker, like you always have to try to, or any artist for that matter, you always have to continually try to do better. And you know, if you do the same thing over and over, you know, there may be an element of that people like. Like for instance, like the best example of this is AC/DC. Like AC/DC is a hugely popular band, but in my estimation, it's like they could have written all their songs in the late 60s, early 70s, wrote them all, recorded them all, and then released them every 2 years, and no one would fucking know any different, right?
Well, it's kind of the old
every AC/DC song sounds the same.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no offense to them, you know, like, but yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Right. It's like if you like, and you could even be, the argument could be said too. Now, I think the Ramones are in a whole different fucking category. But if you like one song, you like them all.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say both the Ramones and AC/DC.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a different music genre, but yeah, it's the same thing. You know you're listening to AC/DC, you know you're listening to the Ramones.
Yeah. And then you get, like, let's just throw them out there, like a Metallica, who give you a masterpiece called Injustice for All. And then next they released the Black Album, which was hugely popular and maybe their most successful album to date, but they lost a lot of their hardcore fans because it wasn't the same. They had changed a lot of what they did to make it a little bit more acceptable to a wider audience, you know?
Right.
So that's sort of like an example there of, well, here's a group that changed how they write their music and how was that received? Yes, they got more fans, but they also alienated some of the hardcore fans, you know? So it's just interesting to see. I mean, we could come up with examples throughout media of this happening of, you know, and I'm not saying that this is what the film necessarily is saying, but it is interesting to sort of examine and to look at, because I do feel there was an element of that to what was going on in this and how each short had to do something slightly different or maybe go over the top a little bit or something like that. And, you know, I think each one progressively got a little bit more, let's see, like odd or not as literal, you know, because the first one was pretty literal. There's nothing too much else to say about it. Whereas the second one, was fairly literal in what happened, but also had this layer of social commentary of what that's saying, right? Like, so I guess, go ahead.
I think all the shorts here were very different than what you would find in certain shorts. It tried to subvert some things a little bit, and I there's a character that we see later on popping up that I wonder if he was also in the first short, but we just only heard his voice.
Oh, if he was the one knocking on the door?
Yeah.
Possible.
Because
I hadn't thought of that until you just said it.
Because we see what I'm trying to say, Aries? Like,
yeah, no, I got you.
And he was a interesting character. But right, we go from 1950s, you know, Mad Men era bathroom to whatever the fuck happens. Now it's a college campus.
Yeah.
You know, which, I mean, if condoms are the big, talk of the town, it's got to be 80s, right?
70s, 80s, yeah, I would think so.
Because everyone used condoms in the 70s. Mm-hmm. That's
why
we're all here, dog. Not for nothing. I'm an only child, but you motherfuckers. You know what I'm
saying? Well, I think that just kind of lends more to the whole that in this world, you know, it's timeless.
Right. Yeah. So, all right, well, let's jump into the short. This is the what was this one called again, MZ, or what did you call this one?
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So, it starts out with frat boys who are basically trying to recruit girls to go to their frat party. And there's this, I guess Jake was fairly smooth at it, right? Like he spoke a good game to get the girls sort of interested. Yeah, go ahead, Raven Shadow.
This dude was fucking date rapey Clark Kent. Like he was like, if Bruce Wayne gave chicks roofies, it would be because he was handsome. Like that dude should play Clark more than the new cat on the CW program. Like, he totally had that Clark vibe. He had the cleft that I love so much.
Was he a Clark sucker?
Well, I mean, as one. Takes one to know one. But Aries, right? Clark Kent.
I didn't get that vibe from him. I'm sorry.
Come on. The jet black.
Maybe because he was just too creepy for me. Because he kicked that creep factor up to 11.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a douche.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
He was handsome.
Okay, keep it in your pants.
Same.
Was he handsome though, Raven Shadow?
Look at handsome dude.
All right. So, he was talking to these girls and trying to get them to go to his party and talking about how using a condom is empowering and, so you could definitely tell this was definitely at a time when, feminism wasn't rampant and, these girls definitely kind of were like, oh my God, like this guy gets it, and he was just kind of like spitting game and just trying to say things to get them to go to this party, But anyways, he sees this other girl, Sandra, was that her name? Do you guys remember?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Sandra.
Yeah, it was Sandra. Yep.
It was Sandra. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah.
So he meets Sandra, and right away she basically like he says something to the degree of like, oh, it's the other dude, the sort of nerdy dude was trying to hit on her, and he comes over and like kind of steps in. He's like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she asks him like what he's doing or something like that. He's like, oh, I'm just trying to get laid. He's just and she kind of gave her right back to him. Even though he was serious, but he was trying to play it off like he was sarcastic.
No, I'm kidding. I want to save the whales. Like it was like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say, baby? You want a screw?
Light bulb.
But she had this sort of like interesting vibe to her because she definitely like had this like quiet confidence, but there was something about her that was kind of like, kind of not dark, but there's definitely more to her, right? Like there's something behind those eyes that led you to believe something else was going on, right?
She wasn't a mark. I mean, she wasn't. I mean, when he was holding court with those other 4 girls, and once again, they were, it was a fucking big fucking deal. They were freshmen, and he was probably at least a sophomore or a junior.
Yeah.
The upperclassman mystique, if that's even a fucking thing. But the dude, and I'm saying like, the dude was fucking handsome. So I mean, like, I would listen. Like, what are you gonna say next?
Who keeps? I would. Aries, you dropping knives over there?
I'm dropping a wrench. I'm just gonna leave it down there now.
You're like Mars with his fucking gimp.
Yeah.
Oh, it's better than touching something else during the show. I'll tell you that. But yeah, this one was interesting. I don't want to say too much more about it because it gets to the point, obviously, when we're getting into spoiler territory. And I think a lot of these shorts have these little kind of twists that you may not see coming. I guess it all depends. But I thought this one was. It wasn't telegraphed per se, but when it happened, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah. It was. This story was fun. This story was good. I enjoyed it. It was grotesque at times. I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
And especially the part where his fellow college dorm mates, or however, whatever the terminology is, where they're trying to lift him up. I was just dying from that. And then when when the big reveal came to a head, so to speak, it was very well done. Prosthetics were good. It was just a very good story, well done, well acted, and pretty gnarly special effects too, I might add.
Yeah,
and I was exploding.
Yeah, the explosion.
Yeah. There was that one scene where it looked like a grub. Oh god damn!
Oh god, yeah.
You know the scene I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
But it comes down to break the rules. Had she bought into what he was selling, had he kept it real, it would have been straight. But he fucked around.
Yeah.
That's the point of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
Fuck around and find out, Raven Shadow.
What's that?
Fuck around and find out.
I did. No.
You didn't hear his mother telling him to knock it off.
It probably would have helped.
Yeah.
I was 17, man.
Knock it off.
But I think that there definitely was some interesting stuff here, and it's one of those ones that there is an air of social commentary in there, right? And tackles, I don't want to say too much about, because I don't want to give too much away, but definitely kind of tackles like revenge with date rape in a sense, like not that it was, but it's that sort of mentality, right? Or that culture of like these men just like trying to rack up numbers, right?
A trust was broken.
Well, yes, definitely, but
It was all consensual,
about
but
it was all about the number. He didn't care about anything else, like
Right.
getting a notch on his bedpost, so to speak.
and that number came around to bite him in the.
By the way, did anyone try to call the number that she left?
67.
Rape Shadow, you tried to
Five, five. No, because it had 555 in it. That pisses me off.
Oh, the number she dialed. Oh,
Yeah. The one she wrote down. Rape Shadow's like, what the fuck? What's the zip code?
One.
So and also, I mean that also speaks to the era as well, because like how long have we been using zip codes for in phone numbers?
but that's kind of a Hollywood thing where they don't really do the zip codes even now.
Yeah, I guess.
I do hate the 555 thing. There are a handful of things that fucking piss me off in movies. I hate fucking gunshots in cars when no one fucking gets fucking tuned up. It pisses me off. Like gunshots in small places. I get the sexiness of it, but it doesn't happen like that. And I hate fucking 555.
Okay, do you know what happens when they don't use 555? Every fucking asshole calls the real number and pisses someone off on the other end.
Well, then
because actual phone numbers don't have 555.
Thank you,
Really?
Mike.
Actually, there are some
Really?
555. There are some actual 555s.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Are there really?
Then do
Yep.
867-5309 or whatever. the fuck.
Yeah. Every movie should have the same exact phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone should get that number.
Oh, we should give it to Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
Somebody call.
Then people will call you Rape Shadow.
Somebody call. What are we doing
You won't
there?
be lonely anymore. You won't be lonely anymore.
It's bigger than that.
So but there was some interesting stuff in this that happened along the way, and obviously it was a sort of a moral tale, right? Of you do this, and hope it doesn't always work out that way, though, right? Like it doesn't always come back to bite you. A lot of people get away with this sort of like this sort of behavior, But in this case, it didn't really work out for him.
But they had a nice swerve, though. For
Yeah, it
all
did.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. See it coming. Oh, that's a little bit dark and cute.
Yeah. So
Actually, well, I mean,
And
not that
Punch-
I'm knocking this, but there was nothing about this that was overly shocking. Like, I think they telegraphed everything, and it still made me jump.
Not everything.
Like I cringed. I
Not
cringed.
everything.
Oh no! Everything
The end.
for me. Everything. The end.
End.
Oh yeah. End. Last second. Yes.
You are a fucking clairvoyant motherfucker.
No. That's. I mean that wasn't that hard to pick out. Actually, you know what? From the get go, maybe not the ultimate outcome, but what was like as it built, I kind of saw that. Yeah.
Aries, are you guessing dialogue now too? Is that your next thing?
No, not. Oh, come on! I'm not that bad.
All right, so let's get a move on, because these anthologies always take a while for us to get through. I don't have a ton to say about this next one. Not that I didn't like it, but the one with the married couple, Till Death Do Us Part, I guess would probably be the name of this one if there was.
Yeah.
I thought this one was fine. This was almost like an Edgar Allan Poe type of story, like Telltale Heart kind of deal. That's sort of the impression I got.
Yeah, Telltale Heart meets Awakening.
Well, I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say that because I felt that gave away too much.
All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't give away too much, but it is almost like this. This guy gets married, and then his wife is basically a vegetable, and it's whole, like, you could tell he had like a fear of this whole like till death do us part thing, because he had this vision whether it was during the marriage or when he was remembering of her like turning into a zombie or something like that, you know, and him getting scared. So, you know,
Almost,
what's that?
it's almost like she was married to Raven Shadow.
You only said that because he's not here.
Damn right.
All right, so yeah, I think this one was fine. It just I think if any of them, this is the one that probably went a little bit too long. You know, and I did like the ending. I liked where it went. I think I would have liked if it got there a little bit quicker.
I'll agree with you that it kind of dragged on a little too long. I thought the ending was left a little too much for the viewer to interpret. Like, where did reality stop and his imagination begin? I was a little unclear, and I thought it should have been a little more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Aries. He's exactly right on that. That's exactly what I thought. And it was a little bit too long.
Yeah, I thought the elevator scene was fine. I liked, you know, there was some good tension being built there, and generally, I liked a lot of what was going on. I just feel like, yeah, it maybe took a little bit too long to get to where it needed to go. But other than that, I thought this was once again a fine short, and you know, once again, kind of reminded me a little bit of Creep Show in parts. Like that style of anthology, a portmanteau, if you will. Raven Shadow, do you have anything to add about this one?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was. I liked the look of the dude. Like, he was a very normal dude. And then when he was given the advice by someone who we see in later on in other forms, and when the plan goes fucking wrong, like, oh shit.
Yeah, like that was when the tension really ratcheted up, where I thought it was, you know, it really kind of shined.
Where you're like, fuck, how do you explain this? A little bit of a weak ending, and that's where maybe it comes into the interpretation.
This is another one that's. Oh, sorry.
No. I think it had good stuff, but it didn't have the strongest finish. But it wasn't terrible.
This is another one that has some really good prosthetics going on. About midway through the short, there's some really great prosthetics. There's a head prosthetic in there that with the eye that covers up the eye that was really, really gnarly, really very well done, and it's just, you know, just another callback to 80s effects work. You know, it was just really well done.
No, see, I'll agree with you there that was really well done, but the full mask version later on, I don't know if you can call it version, but towards the end of the movie, I thought was borderline comical.
I love that. Well, wait,
really?
not the end. Well, maybe not the end part, but or maybe there was a part before that where there's like this skeletal, rather elongated face.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was good. I thought that was really.
I thought
good.
that was borderline comical, kind of. I got the feeling of a different type of movie.
I liked it.
All right, so I think we'll move on to the next one, and this is the last of the shorts. This is the Babysitter one. I don't know if this one had a specific name to it, but this includes Sam, who is the one who is going for the job at the mortuary. It turns out that she wasn't there. She wasn't actually there for the job. She wanted to see the child who, you know, she was at who the funeral was for. And it turns out she had said, like, because they talk about how all bad deeds go unpunished, or bad things happen to bad people. I can't remember exactly which version of that they used.
Oh, yeah.
But
bad deeds go unpunished.
Yeah.
All bad deeds go unpunished.
Yeah, but
Something like that,
yeah, but she was saying that not all bad people, not all bad things don't always happen to bad people, as was evident by what happened to this child. She sort of led to, that she was responsible for the child's death, or something she did led to the child's death. So it was like, okay, interesting. And so she turns the tables, and she starts telling a story to the mortician, which I thought was a nice little sort of play on it, And in this story, it opens up, and she is babysitting for this the child who, for a child, I guess I'll just say. And then what happens is, it turns out that there was an insane asylum that had a breakout, and therefore, a lot of the patients were on the loose. So they're telling people to lock their doors and stay inside, and keep an eye on things. So that's when we have Sam, who is babysitting, and then somebody appears, and it appears as she wants to try to help save the child and get rid of this dude. And what ensues is this ridiculous, pretty fucking epic fight.
Yeah.
It was so out of place, but in a sense, it fucking worked for me. I don't know. I thought it was awesome. I loved the fight scene in this, as crazy and ridiculous as it was.
Yeah, and also, if you ever wanted to see finally, after years of watching film, and you've always seen a TV land on someone's head.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to finally see what that finally looks like from the person's point of view, you finally get to see that.
That was a great shot.
That was a standing O for me right there. That was a great shot.
Standing orgasm?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like the baby taking a pee in the fountain,
Oh, Jesus.
Don't go to that fountain.
No, definitely don't. But I thought there was some really cool stuff in this. I liked the way real life mirrored the film that she was watching. I think we've seen stuff like that happen in the past, but I actually really dug the way they did it in this. And it just was really well done. Go ahead, Aries.
Oh no, I was gonna agree with you, because I like the fact that they didn't concentrate too much on making everything line up too much.
Yeah.
No, it was off a little bit, but it worked because it just seemed like it was happening kind of organically.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think you're right. I think if they tried to line it up, it would have just stuck out, and it would have really been yeah, okay, well that didn't work. But in this case, just having when one person sits up on one side of the screen, and then someone sits up on the other, it just seemed to work. I did enjoy that, and I thought the way they mirrored it was good. And I'm not going to say too much more about this one, but there is some twists and turns in it. And Aries, the clairvoyant, did you see this coming?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good.
I didn't. I love this.
Really?
I absolutely love this. I didn't see it coming at all. When I get really invested in something, I stop trying to analyze, and I was invested.
Yeah. I caught it right away.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was there a telltale sign, or did you just think that that's where it's going to go?
Well, the whole movie is a telltale sign. Because almost every story that we've been talking about have twists and turns, and the obvious twist or turn in this story was the one that I figured that it was going to be.
All right.
And it works. Yeah, it's effective. It works. I liked it, but it was predictable to me. I saw it coming a mile away, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was
because most of all, I wanted to see how well they treated the material. I wanted to see how they treated the characters after this,
Yep.
and if they treated it with some sort of seriousness, as rather playing it hokey or with a wink to the audience. No, they played it up pretty straight, and I liked it.
Yeah, the TV scene was definitely a standout, and I love that line right before it, where I think this is where she said, "This is ruining my dinner." Oh no, this is for ruining my dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that TV shot was like outstanding. I wasn't expecting that to see what we saw, but when that happened, I was like, "Whoa, shit!" Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Me too.
Raven Shadow, you have any thoughts about this one?
Oh, this one fucking killed it, dude. Like fucking. Once again, if that, I'm thinking back to the 2004 Red Sox. If the first short was the John Damon base hit, I would say this would be like the Manny Ramirez like home run, fourth in the batting order. And there's some things, even talking about it, I'm kind of seeing it in a different way and getting it more. When we see a certain character appear, I just think it was a very subtle. I don't want to use. Well, I guess I will use the term work or manipulation or swerve, but I think it was a great fucking punchline. And
Yeah.
I love the what's set in like a 70s. Like I love the, Channel 4 action news with the dudes chain smoking butts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
on the Fox TV. But when it came down to fight scenes, it was like, The Matrix. So it was like,
yeah. Like she's
modern-day
doing like
stuff.
she's doing like Superman punches and like
Yeah.
The fight scene I thought was like it was like definitely off the wall, but I thought it was really well done. And you see like feathers flying around from the pillows and like
Yeah.
And I even love the brief moment of darkness where you just hear like, and then it opens up. We're like, oh shit, someone knocked the light out and they're still brawling.
Yeah.
It's like going to commercial.
Brawling. I thought you were trying to make another noise.
No, I wasn't fapping, sir.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Oh no, my virus fucking software expired. It's rough, hard times. I didn't get Tom Smythe on the phone, but no, I think this was a nice fucking closer.
Yeah, and the great thing is it sort of fed right into the wrapper, like it feeds right into the wrapper. And how many times have we seen a wrapper where there's actual stakes of where there's like a story arc in a wrapper? It's like usually like, here's the presentation, now I'm going to tell you some stories, and then at the end it's like, I hope you like those stories, join me next time, Like this actually had some stakes and there was a story arc. And, obviously, like, I'm not going to talk about the ending. I was kind of bummed out about one of the things that happened, but overall, like, it worked, right? Like, and I thought that it told a cohesive story. And that's one thing you don't get from horror anthologies. And not that every horror anthology has to do this, because a lot of times, like, if it's like the ABCs of Death, that's all it is. There's no wrapper needed. It's just like different shorts covering, a different letter of the alphabet. But in this told a cohesive story that really worked for me and had stakes and had an arc and went somewhere. And even though I didn't love every single short, they all had a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, great. And it was. Is it fair to say one of the first times where like the wrapper was the main story that led into the final story?
Yeah, I mean, at least it's probably not the only time, but I can't. Be hard pressed to think of any others that have recently.
And it's almost like the some of the stories were more fodder to get to the denouement.
There you go.
If you will.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about in the wrapper? I know we can't really talk too much about some of the stuff that happens because, spoilers. But anything else you guys wanted to mention about that?
No, let's just go to Buster. We're gonna lose MZ soon.
Yeah, he's fading.
Oh, I'm so tired.
All right, so let's do that. We'll go right to the verdict, and if you guys think of anything else, you can say it in your verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. And let's start with MZ.
Well, I'm going to rate the movies as story 2, story 4, story 1, then story 3 in that order, from best to worst.
God.
Wait, what?
Should I get a pen and paper?
Yeah.
Jesus
Is there a
Christ.
math equation we need to do
Calm
here?
down.
Is there a chart? Yeah.
down.
All right, well, you set it up. Say the order again, because now I didn't know what you were doing before you. So give the order again. Ravenshaw's writing it down.
Oh, fucking crying out loud.
He's writing it down.
Story 2, story 4, story 3, then story 1. That's the order from best to worst.
2, 4, 3, 1.
2,
What's the
4,
wraparound?
3,
Is that 1?
Yeah. What's the wraparound? That's 5.
Okay, all right. I'll put. What's in there?
Wait.
What? I was doing fine until Aries had opened up his fat yap.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
If I had to point out a flaw and you're fucking thinking,
That's
Jesus
stupid.
Christ. It's a fucking movie. Rate the movie as a whole. No one's going to pick out one segment and watch it.
No, that's not the point. We always rank. Every anthology we do. We always rank each individual story. We've always done that.
No, we don't. We pick
Yes,
apart
we
as we
do.
talk about them.
Yes,
But
we
when
do.
the fucking trick or treat comes out, it's a whole.
Aries, this is what we do. We've always done it, and I'd be done with my review right now if you just kept your fat bearded yap shut.
Wow.
I did enjoy this. You put your finger down. Stick it up your ass.
Not his finger. Wait, 2, 4, 3, 1.
It's a shut up. Just shut up.
What's the best one?
Just shut up. You're a lost cause.
The frat one was his favorite.
The frat story is my favorite. For the most part, the stories are really, really good. They're engaging. The characters are fun to watch. The wraparound is interesting, and Clancy Brown will always be eternally awesome to just not only watch but listen to. He's got a great voice. For a while, I thought the makeup that's on him might have been just a little bit too heavy, but there's a purpose behind that. So after I realized that, I forgave it. A very good movie. Well worth a watch, especially during this time of year. This is definitely a treat. Yeah, I'd say a treat.
All right, let's hear what Aries has to say.
I mean, all the shorts are very enjoyable. Obviously, there's good and there's better and weak.
What's your order, Aries?
I don't fucking care about order.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, because in anything you're gonna find what you enjoy and what you don't. But there's not anything in this movie that I hate. The worst part about this movie for me is the makeup on Clancy Brown. I thought it was excessive and unnecessary. I understood what they were going for as MZ spoke towards the end, but unnecessary. And when you have Clancy Brown in your movie, you don't bury him behind that makeup. I mean, you want to age him a little bit, you put on a little makeup. You don't bury him behind cheap makeup because this was the worst makeup in the movie. Beyond that, this movie is very enjoyable to watch. I highly recommend checking out. This movie is a treat.
All right, let's go to Michael Ravenshadow from Raven's End.
Ooh, I mean, I would do like Shadow Falls, maybe.
Shadow Falls.
I feel that would have been a little more of a better title, but checks in the mail. I was very happy to see Clancy Brown again. I really thought when he was announced that it would be like a phone it in, like he'd be in like 10 minutes in the beginning, 10 minutes in the end, and be like, I'm the projectionist, and that would be fucking it. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit. I think sometimes the CGI may have been too ambitious for its dollar amount, but hey, they fucking tried. I'm not gonna fucking fault them for you do what you got to do. It didn't take me out, but sometimes I was like, okay. But overall, I'm glad that Brown was in it. And to his makeup, I think we might still be holding on to him still being the Kurgan and even the dude that was in Earth 2. He's older than all of us, man. He could have bought beer way before we could have. So maybe some of that might be to help him out a little bit. It wasn't terrible. I think his hairline was makeup, but nevertheless, I did enjoy this. I thought I could rank my favorite shorts. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, but I think this is a fun. You wake up on a Sunday, you want something a little scary. You're gonna smoke a bowl, maybe take an edible, have a pizza for breakfast, and watch this on the couch. Would be a dope time. Girl,
so you're saying a 14-year-old would like this?
Yeah. Do you have Bagel Bites or Elio's Pizza or Mama Celeste?
That's what I did last Sunday. I'm 43 years old. Because I'm a grown up, Johnny. But no, that's a fun time. Don't knock it. There was some very unique shorts in this, and them together was a different combination, and I have no problem with that. From quick hits to a little bit too long, yeah, I give it props, and I think the shorts were not as part of the story as it was the interaction with the mortician and the new hire. So I feel the wraparound was more of the driver than the stories, and that's rare in anthologies, if that makes sense. I've had a great punchline, and it made me smile. I would love to see a continuation of this somewhere down the road. So I would say it's a hey, man. What's fucking gonna do? It's an anthology treat. It ain't fucking Casablanca.
Jesus Christ. We've actually never reviewed Casablanca, so I don't actually know what you'd think of that.
Treat of the highest order.
He's never seen it.
I have seen it, Aries.
You know what I think one of Clancy's best roles is as Viking Lofgren in Bad Boys.
Oh, my God.
You guys seen Bad Boys with Sean Penn from 1983?
Oh, don't fucking tell me.
Oh, God. Jesus,
that was used as a fucking to keep me in line.
Scared straight.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to be like this? You want to be like those guys in Bad Boys? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
how about?
I think Bad Boys was Clancy Brown's first film, but he was fucking awesome in that.
Oh, he's so fucking dope. How about when fucking he was playing Lex Luthor, and my man Rosenbaum was Wally West, and they swapped places, and then the fucking Clancy Brown had to play Rosenbaum as the Flash, and the brilliant Rosenbaum had to play Lex like fucking Clancy Brown, even though he's already fucking played Lex. Dude, treat. Don't fucking tell me.
Everyone fell asleep.
I have a headache listening to how you describe that.
Over.
I'm just listening to Raven Shadow ranting on and on and on.
Is it
I hope
keeping
you die.
you?
You're glad I
About
know you were saying.
about things that
Wolfie,
have
give your
nothing to
review.
do with the film at all.
Is it making you
Yeah,
sleep?
please.
Or
Nobody saw that fucking episode.
Wolfie, give your review before you continue to talk.
All right. So my thoughts. I thought this was definitely a treat. I really dug this, and I really would love to see more horror anthologies put together in a manner like this, in which they all sort of feed into a greater story. I'm not looking for cookie cutter. Like, I don't want everyone to be like this, but when they do, we've seen so many that have so many disparate pieces that don't tie together, that when they do, it really stands out. So, yeah, I like how cohesive the narrative was, and I even liked how there was a meta commentary on each short. I happen to think it was sort of like the filmmakers and the fandom, or like the viewers. But I also think that Aries' take on it as the critic also, was could be apt as well. Well, I don't think any of these shorts were standout great. Like, I would never be like, oh, you got to see this fucking short. Like, for instance, when I don't know if you guys remember, we did VHS 2 with Gareth Evans' one there, the one with the cult and the demon. Like that one, Safe Haven. Like, that one is like fucking standout. I'd be like, go see this fucking short. Don't watch anything else on it. Just watch this short. But in this one, none of them stood out as like, this is fucking amazing. And I think the reason being is because the whole thing was like a pretty good quality throughout. So I do think the Babysitter one for me was probably my favorite. But I guess honorable mention will go to the one that MZ liked. The
College.
yeah, the frat boy one. But I do think that there was definitely some inspired moments and concepts that were on display here. I think when taken in totality, which we do as an anthology, this is a really good anthology, and I definitely wish more would take notes from this. Although I will give the caveat that I imagine it's much easier to make it cohesive when it's one creative voice. In this sense, it's one director. So I think in that sense, it makes it easier to kind of tie it all together when you, instead of having different filmmakers who are each doing their own part. So, but kudos to Ryan Spindell, man. Like, this is his first feature, and I think he knocked it out of the park, and I think this is a lot of fun. And if you guys are looking for something kind of spooky with some decent gore on Halloween or near Halloween, you definitely could do worse than this. It's streaming on Shudder, the Mortuary Collection. Give it a watch. Now, while I enjoy talking about that, I am very much looking forward to next week's film. This is one of our most anticipated films of the year. I actually didn't think it was coming out until towards the end of the year, but they released it early, I think because they realized it's not going to be in theaters at all this year, so they decided, fuck it, let's just put it on VOD. It is playing in some theaters, so if you feel comfortable going to the theater, it might be playing. But we are going to be next week discussing Peninsula. This is the follow-up, the sequel to Train to Busan, one of the most well-loved movies on this show in the past several years, right?
Yeah.
That's safe to say?
Definitely.
Aries, did you see Train to Busan with us?
I did not.
Okay.
Dude.
I would recommend...
I am going to try to
Yeah,
squeeze that in before the show as well.
Yeah, if you
Dude.
can. It's good.
Just come over, dude.
You know what? I'll come over if you give me a back rub.
Oh, that's not...
So-
'Cause my back is fucking killing me.
That's not
Yeah,
social...
what-
That's not social distancing, my friend.
I'll wear a
Yeah.
fucking mask. I'd kill for a back rub right now.
My big brother, man. It's fine. I'll be a dude. I'll walk on. I'll do like fucking Nuru.
Nuru?
Hey, make sure you obtain sacred oils from the Orient. Okay.
I got some
He's gonna
sake
dig that.
back.
All right, so I do want to kind of finish things up. I was actually hoping to be done by now, but we ended up talking about that movie a while. Mostly because we have the Halloween show coming up, so I don't want to like inundate people with hours upon hours of Trick or Treat Radio this week. But let's go ahead and jump to some voice messages because MZ's going to fall asleep.
Mhm.
All right. Well, here is one we haven't heard from our boy Jethro Nomicon in a while. I hope he's doing all right. Let's hear what Jethro's up to.
Hey, gang, this is Jethro Nomicon dropping in a pretty late phone call. It's been a while since we talked, but I kind of think this is the most important time for me to leave a message in that I can remind everybody to please vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for because, whatever. I think we're all thinking the same thing. But the important thing is go vote. And if I'm waiting behind you in line, give me some distance because, yeah, I got health problems. Anyway, go vote. Keep up the good work and love you guys. And, yeah, be good to each other. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, Jethro. Fucking socially conscious message there, and I agree, man. If I know a lot of us have already voted, Aries is going to go on the day, but if you haven't, definitely, this is probably one of the most important elections of our lifetime. So just fucking get out there and vote. So,
Aries going to come in riding this pirate spider, I think.
You think?
I'm gonna what?
You're gonna ride your pirate spider.
Pirate spider. You remember the pirate spider?
Oh, I forgot about the pirate spider. No, I just wanted to read up on the questions.
Radio Chat, did you read up on the questions?
Yeah, no, I skimmed it. You know what I mean? I did. I consulted people.
Oh, God.
Grown ups.
Right.
No, it's good.
All right, let's go to the next message.
I like
Yeah,
I like
please.
ranked choice voting appeals to me.
For Christ's sake.
All right, well let's check in with our boy First Time Mike.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? It is I, First Time Mike, with a review of the Mortuary Collection, starring Clancy Brown, who you know. His great physical and vocal talents well used in this movie as the mortician. And it's set in a beautiful funeral home, which is just a mad blend of giant Victorian house and mortuary and library and beautiful curios from all sorts of strangeness as they're walking around. But what I really want to talk about that really struck me with this movie was it's a great discussion of the art of the horror anthology. It has your stories for in this one, plus the framing device of the young Sam who's looking for a job because there's a help wanted, wants to learn how to become a mortician. So after signing some paperwork, she is going and shown the house, and as they go on, the mortician tells Sam an ever-increasing strange and bloody tales of some of the people that have ended up in the funeral home. And here that's an interesting thing because not only are the stories told, but there's also a discussion of, why the stories are told, and are the repercussions that happen to the people, are they weighted against what actually happened or why they did the deeds in the first place? And it's interesting, and it's the kind of postmodern dissection in a movie that sometimes I find tiresome because it seems to overwhelm the movie but instead in the Mortuary Collection, it moves the story along, and that's a refreshing change of pace for many an anthology movie. The special effects are great. I want to make notice of the doctor character that shows up in every segment of the anthology, who just shows himself to be a nebbishy and kind of a dick. But the comeuppance he reaps is really horrible, and I don't want to go into it here. And of course, as any anthology at its one from either the classic 1948 Dead of Night to Creep Show or the Amicus films, every good anthology has a twist at the end, and I'm not going to give it away, but the twist in this anthology is beautiful, and I love some of the visual and special effects they used for it. And I was very satisfied with this movie. I give it a treat. I watched another anthology movie on Shudder recently that came out, and I was not impressed with that one at all. So the Mortuary Collection is a treat. I recommend go check it out. So with Halloween coming up this weekend, I'll probably be listening to the Halloween show, and I got some movies lined up because of course there's not going to be going out. I'll probably watch Demons. I'll probably watch I'm thinking of watching Nightmare City again, which I usually watch on vacation, but I didn't this year. And Nightmare City by Umberto Lenzi is a fun, stupid movie with Hugo Stiglitz, and I don't have the vocal cue. I don't have the stinger for that, like Inglourious Bastards. So, and whatever else tickles my fancy that I find on my various streaming services. But I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween, and I just want to say, Johnny mentions this a lot when I have my voicemails, and you guys, thank you for all your well wishes and concern about Wisconsin. It's crazy right now, but eventually they're going to find a vaccine and the stuff's going to blow over. Oh, and also, hey, everybody, with the election coming up, vote. You don't have any right to, vote. Vote your conscience. Vote for, vote. And, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. So go out and vote. Make this world a better place. This is First Time Mike wishing everybody the best. Good night.
Here, First Time Mike. Very great words. And glad you dug the flick, man. I know First Time Mike is a big-time horror fan. I know he loves his anthologies. So, brought up the Amicus films and some of the classics. So glad you dug it. Don't watch Nightmare Cinema, though. You can watch Nightmare City, but not Nightmare Cinema. Because then you get to see Mickey Rourke as the projectionist for about 20 seconds. Hey.
I'm the projectionist.
I'm the projectionist. So bad.
I'm the projectionist.
Yeah. Remember me from 20 minutes ago? I'm the projectionist with a different accent now all of a sudden.
Hey, I'm still the projectionist.
I'm still the projection. I don't know how to run a film.
Watch Sin City. I was good in that.
All right, we got one more voice message, I believe. Let me just double check, make sure none. Yep, okay, well, one more. And this is from our boy Carlitos.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio's Carlitos. How you guys doing? Happy Halloween.
Good, buddy.
Oh, excuse me. I got to work on that. So anyway, I thought I'd call, share you guys some highlights on my own personal 31 days of Halloween movie watch. I would have liked to participate in MZ's challenge, but there was a lot of movies I wanted to see, so I kind of went my own path, if you know what I mean. So I thought I'd share some highlights. I'm not going to go through all the movies because there's a lot, and I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. So some of the highlights, I did recently just watch Peninsula, Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, and I enjoyed this. On its own accord, I think this is an entertaining action zombie film. I think a lot of people were down on it because, it had a lot to live up to with the original Train to Busan, which is a fantastic zombie film and all that stuff. But, but I still enjoyed this. Yeah, I mean, some of the CGI is a little hokey, but I like the, I don't know, I still liked it. It was very Escape from New York. It did have flourishes of Mad Max in it, especially towards the end. I like the characters, I like the look of it and all that stuff. And it was paced real well too. I still enjoyed it. So I bought this on, it was for sale. I don't know, I think right now it's still for sale for $10.30 on the PlayStation Network. So I saw that and I was like, I'll take a chance on it. Buy it, and I wasn't disappointed. So there's that. Our highlight was Night of the Demon from 1982. Cult of Muscle just recently reviewed this. Actually, it's the reason I watched it. And yeah, it's good fun. If you ever want to see Sasquatch rip the dick off of a motorcycle biker guy, there you go. Another one I wanted to highlight was Destroyer from 1988, starring Lyle Alzado. If you saw the VHS cover of this movie, you would have think that it was an action film starring Lyle Alzado, where he uses a scoped jackhammer to do whatever he would do in the action film, but it's not. This is a straight up horror flick where he plays a serial killer who doesn't die by the electric chair. It's one of those films. And there's a movie crew trying to shoot a movie in the prison that he was executed in. Anthony Perkins is the director. Some familiar actors from the 80s that I can't really know. I don't really know the name because they weren't big stars, but you'd seen them before. But it's actually probably my favorite of the subgenre where the serial killer can't die by electric chair. But yeah, check that out. Another one, Parasite, not the Korean movie, the one from 1982. Good times. One I wanted to kind of highlight, another is the Boneyard, starring, not really starring, Phyllis more like Diller. Co-starring Phyllis Diller and Mr. Roper, who looked a little bit like John Carpenter in this movie. It's a cool movie. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Kind of has a Return of the Living Dead vibe to it. Has some really great makeup effects and some really cool effects at the end. It's kind of like one of those hidden gems, I think. Also, Cult of Muscle recently reviewed this. Check it out. Dig it quite a bit. And last but not least here is Spooky Encounters of the Third Kind, or Spooky Encounters starring Sammo Hung. This is my favorite Sammo Hung film now. Really cool stuff. The fight choreography is excellent. A lot of jumping, got a hopping vampire in it. Got some cool warlock fighting. It's just at the very last 30 seconds, just heed warning, it's kind of... it wouldn't sit well in 2020. But those are the highlights. I did see 12-Hour Shift. I'll just go quick. Just go quickly down here. I'm sorry. 12-Hour Shift. I give that a treat. Enjoyed that quite a bit. Beach House, tip a treat. It's okay. If you want to see a movie like that, go see Color of Outer Space. And then the only movie I contributed to the MZ's 31 Days of Halloween Challenge is Fade to Black, which is nice. Pretty good. I do think it's flawed. It's a little unfocused. But overall, I gave that a treat. Maybe a tip of treat. But that's it. Hopefully I didn't take too much of your time. I'm going to go ahead and recite my lines for you guys. So that's it, man. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys Saturday, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, hey, Carlitos. That's a fucking list, man. It's a fucking list of films right there. A few of them I haven't seen, but I know Jakey's been talking up, because obviously they do it on Cult of Muscle, but he's been talking up The Boneyard and Destroyer. So Lyle fucking Alzado, Raven Chat, are you into that?
Oh, yeah. All day.
All day. Lyle Alzado all day.
Yeah, he was fucking good. Wasn't he the fucking gym teacher in one of the fucking Saved by the Bell spinoffs?
No, that was Mike Golick.
No. He was good too. He was good too.
I think it was Mike Golick.
He's no Dick Butkus.
No, Lyle Alzado. Well, Dick Butkus, he was in Hamburger the movie. Lyle Alzado, he was in Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
I saw that in theaters.
All right, so I think that's it. But some great voice messages as always, and glad to hear Carlos was able to do his own 31 days and check out some cool films. And if I don't know if anyone else is doing 31 days or whether they're doing the horror film challenge, MZ's horror film challenge, or if people are doing their own, feel free. Next week will be probably the last of people watching. So if you have any thoughts, if you've been doing your own, let us know. Let us know which films you picked and what you are digging. All right. Well, we should wrap this up because we got a big show coming up Saturday. Want everyone well rested. I'm looking at you, MZ. He's falling asleep right now. You need to double that. You need to quadruple that power nap. All right.
I gotta ask you, MZ, why did you feel the need to sanitize your hands 3 hours into the podcast?
Well, we don't know.
Sanitizing.
We don't know what happened below the camera.
Yeah.
So dirty, Aries. So dirty.
I wasn't sanitizing.
You were sanitizing.
You pulled out the sanitizer and said it.
Hand lotion.
No, it's
keep the lotion. That's for off-camera stuff.
Yeah, that's even worse.
She's gonna fucking jerk off.
Oh God! I'm sorry I asked, motherfucker.
It's fucking Elsa from the SS tapes.
I hope nobody's watching this fucking video.
He's watching you, motherfucker.
He's gonna kill himself by doing it.
I'll Joe it.
He killed himself once for laughing. He's gonna kill himself doing something else. All right, yeah. So we should end the shit. So let's go around the room and say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags. Happy Halloween, and I will see you Saturday.
Aries.
I stole my thunder. Yeah, goodbye and see you on Saturday.
Rave Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, survive with your mask on.
All right.
Just fucking vote. Listen, man, fucking Bernie didn't get in, man.
No shit, Raven Shadow. It's welcome to like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
but at this point, everyone knows to vote.
Vote.
Yeah.
Fine, then whatever the fuck. Then fine, then don't vote. See what happens.
Jesus. All right, well, that's going to do it. So
see you next Tuesday.
We hope to see all of you guys on Saturday night if you're listening to this very shortly after it drops. If not, it'll be available on trickortreatradio.com. But hopefully you can join us live because it is going to be the party to end all Halloween parties. We already got a bunch of people that are RSVPing, if you will. We do have an event page as well. If you want, you can look that up. Look for 2020 extra special Halloween special. And that's going to do it. So next week, Peninsula, the follow-up to Train to Busan, is available on VOD now. It dropped a month earlier or something. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the film. Send them to podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Love to hear how it stacks up against the original and what you thought. All right. So everyone, yes, get out there, vote. Have a safe, happy Halloween, and come hang out with us on the Halloween show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, trickortreatradio.com, Saturday night. See ya!